Red rooms can go spectacularly right or painfully loud. I've walked into client homes where one wrong shade made the whole space feel smaller, hotter, and oddly tense, even with beautiful furniture. So in this top 18, I'm showing you the red room ideas that actually work, from rich, moody walls to smarter accents and finishes. Stick with me, because the best ones don't just look bold, they make the whole room feel intentional. That deep burgundy bedroom looks rich on a paint chip, but in a real room, it can eat light fast. I've had to pull lamps closer and switch to cream bedding more than once, because the contrast keeps the walls from feeling heavy. If your room gets weak daylight, this is the safer red. A cherry red cabinet wall can look sharp, but only if you treat it like a focal plane, not a full room color story. I've seen glossy red fronts turn a kitchen into a glare box under cheap LEDs. Keep the uppers or backsplash quieter, and the whole thing feels intentional instead of shouty. A crimson velvet sofa only works when the room gives it breathing room. Velvet already catches light in weird little shifts, so if you crowd it with busy pillows or dark walls, it starts looking heavier than it is. I like it against pale plaster or warm white, where the pile actually reads lush. Red and black bedrooms can feel dramatic, but they're easy to overdo. I've watched black eat the room edge by edge, especially on low ceilings, so I usually keep black to the frame, the headboard, or one wall only. Red then reads intentional, not like a warning sign. Terracotta in a dining room is easier to live with than a bright red, honestly. It brings warmth without bouncing color all over your food and faces, which matters more than people think. I like it in eggshell or lime wash finishes, because a dead flat red wall can feel a little too hard at dinner. A red Persian rug can save a living room that feels too plain, but size is everything. I've seen people buy an 8x10 for a large seating area and wonder why it looks like a postage stamp. Go bigger. Let the front legs of the sofa sit on it, and the room suddenly feels anchored. Glossy red tile in a bathroom is a real commitment, because every water spot shows up faster than you'd expect. I've installed enough shiny surfaces to know they need excellent ventilation and careful grout color, or the room starts looking messy by week 2. Still, on one accent wall, it's unforgettable. I'm starting here because a red painted accent wall in a bedroom can go flat fast if the finish is wrong. I've seen satin red bounce too much light and make the room feel hotter than it is. A muted matte with a deeper undertone keeps the bed wall grounded, especially in smaller rooms. Brick backsplashes look great until the grout gets too busy. In kitchens, I like a red brick backsplash only when the brick is sealed and the grout is kept close in tone, because bright white joints can make the whole wall feel chopped up. It's tougher to clean, sure, but it adds real texture. Scarlet curtains in a neutral living room can either frame the windows or hijack the whole space. I found they work best when the fabric has some weight, like linen cotton or velvet, so the color hangs in clean folds instead of looking thin and cheap. That little bit of structure matters more than people think. An Oxblood leather reading chair earns its place because it gets better with wear, not worse. I've sat clients in too many pretty accent chairs that collapse after a year. This one needs real top-grain leather and a sturdy frame, because the color works hardest when the chair looks lived in, not precious. Red and white stripes sound playful, but in a bedroom they can go sideways if the stripe width is wrong. I've seen narrow stripes make a ceiling feel lower, while wider bands can calm the room if the rest stays simple. Keep the pattern on one wall or the bedding, not both. unless you want visual chaos. A rust red home office works because it's quieter than true red, which is a lifesaver when you're staring at a screen all day. I like it on built-ins, or the lower half of the walls, not everywhere, since too much saturation can make paperwork feel heavier. It's a smarter color for focus. Red lacquer in a powder room is where I'll happily go bold, because the room is small and you can control the lighting. The trick is using it on flat panels or vanity fronts, not every surface, since glossy red can reflect fixtures in a way that feels a little too shiny. One strong move is enough. Cranberry red wallpaper can look gorgeous in a bedroom, but I usually rank it lower because it's a high-risk move in a room that needs to calm down at night. I've seen glossy papers bounce too much light off the walls, so I'd stick with a matte or grass cloth finish and keep the pattern scaled larger than 6 inches. Red and gold in a formal living room can feel expensive fast, but it can also tip into wedding hall territory if the sheen gets too high. I've had the best results with one gold finish only, usually aged brass, and a red that's closer to wine than fire. That keeps the room elegant instead of shouting at you. Barn red in a mudroom earns its spot because it hides abuse better than most colors. I've painted enough boot benches to know that a slightly dusty red, not a bright one, masks scuffs from backpacks, dog leashes, and wet umbrellas. Pair it with semi-gloss trim, and cleanup gets a lot easier after a messy week. A muted red nursery with wood accents sits at the top because it gives you warmth without overstimulating the room. I'd rather see a dusty terracotta or rose clay than a bright cherry. Since babies don't need visual noise, add natural oak and the space feels calm, grounded, and easier to live in at 2 a.m. The best red rooms don't scream. They hold the space together with the right tone, texture, and restraint. If you found a favorite, hit like, subscribe for more real-world design ideas, and visit OmniHomeIdeas.com for more room inspiration and practical home resources. Brad and the Omni Home Ideas team are always here with honest design advice, because good rooms should feel lived in, not staged.